All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the B team. We got Mikey Meatball over there. We
What's
got
up,
Muller
guys?
over here.
What is up?
Good week from the lads. Good week from the lads. I have the Mortals, actually, that we did right here. The only one that lost was Lucci, who went against you, obviously. Good win, Mike. Good win.
Yeah, never a doubt. It was never a doubt, in my opinion. Listen, that was a battle of the trenches. Eagles won it. And what I say, whoever controls the line of scrimmage is going to win the game. You could see it off the rushing yards. You can see it off the total yards, time of possession, everything. Eagles flat out defeated them. Obviously, them not having George Pickens hurt, but I don't even think it really mattered at that point. It would have made an effect on it. Oh, look at the hook and ladder, and they get it.
And they did it. All right, just so everyone knows, we have the Lions and the Buffalo Bills on.
They're down 13.
Bills are up 48 to 35.
Dude, this is over.
It's a 13-point game. Most likely this thing is done, but the Lions are about to score a tutty. This is one of those games where, like, people, because it's the Lions, people are going to say, oh, that was a great comeback, like they got themselves into the game. If this was the Dallas Cowboys in this game, no one's letting them off the hook. If this is Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, no one's letting them off the hook. This is one of those games where the people are going to look at this because the Lions are most likely going to get points here. They're probably going to get a touchdown. This is going to be a 3-point game, 4-point game finish. Yeah. That's just not the case. That's not the case. This was belt to ass.
This was
belt to ass by the Bills to the Lions. The Bills showed them who their daddy is, and I believe this is in Detroit. It is in Detroit.
I got to give credit to Buffalo here because this is what I've seen for Buffalo, which I really haven't seen much. They were airing it downfield. I don't think this was a knock on the Lions' offense. I thought the offense played a really good game. They were moving the chains. Everyone was kind of getting involved. Amon-Ra had a really good game. I think the game plan was there, but you can't let them hang 48 on you at home. That game is all on the defense right there. 48 points is way too much. I mean, Goff didn't throw a pick. I know we talked about you guys don't believe that Goff's a top 10 quarterback. Dude, he's had four touchdowns here. Yeah, he's not going to get the win, but that defense letting the Bills put 48 on them is ridiculous.
No, absolutely.
It's not like they're a strong team. We know it. But they don't have Jerry Rice and Chris Carter and Randy Moss on the freaking weapons for the receivers. Let's be real. They have Keon Coleman. They have Amari Cooper, who's thrown up a goose egg today. Curdy knows.
Ty Johnson.
He
went 5 for 114 today on 5 targets.
It's not like these guys are like just superstars. Josh Allen exists. That's the only problem. Josh Allen and James Cook.
Yep.
I mean,
also Keon Coleman was only targeted 2 times. He had 1 catch.
The fact that they're putting 48 on this team. This is on the defense. Really bad defensive game for the freaking Lions here. This game doesn't really worry me too much. The defense will get it figured out. You got to give credit to Buffalo. I think Buffalo, they attacked them with the run. There wasn't really that many intermediate throws. There were a lot of deep crosses, a lot of go routes, which they were hitting on. So I think they played this game perfectly. Not really many mistakes. You got to give credit to them. They played a hell of a game.
And it's interesting because before the game, Dan Campbell was saying that this is a team they could see in the playoffs. 100%. 100%. And the Bills, I have my future in on them. I've said it. You look at the Mahomes injury today. How is that going to affect the Chiefs? Is it going to be long-term? I'm sure Mahomes is the type of guy where he'll get into his frog voice. Did Detroit just score?
Yep. Jameson Williams scored.
Yeah,
Curdy.
So they're going to lose
good
by
game,
4.
Curdy.
That's exactly
good luck.
what we were saying.
Yeah.
So, but Chiefs injuries today. Mahomes goes down. He's limping off the field. He's gimpy. How's that going to affect them? He'll probably go into his frog chamber and figure it out and get into the game, limp around. I just think that the Chiefs without a perfect Mahomes can't get it done. I don't even know if they can get a win in the playoffs the way they're playing.
I agree.
And you look at the Ravens today. The Ravens,
belt to ass,
but it's the Giants.
Yeah.
And it's not like Lamar and Derrick Henry lit it up.
All Tractorcito, Greg.
Yeah.
Good game as well. Nothing.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
That's a juicy matchup, too. Nothing happened.
The AFC is backing into the playoffs. Basically, everyone except the Bills right now is backing into the playoffs. The Chargers, up and down, here and there.
Bad
Broncos, up and down, here and there.
Good
Baltimore, most unconvincing good team in the league. You got Houston Texans who,
Good win. They had another good win today.
Good win. But
sloppy. It was a sloppy game.
Yes. Yeah. And at any moment, there could be an injury to one of their key players.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Steelers today fought.
Done.
That's all you could say. They fought. Offense looked miserable without George Pickens.
Well, let's get into this game here. So, number one, some of my thoughts that I want to end on a big kind of just bring it all together thought that I've seen. I thought Hurts looked like a good Jalen Hurts today. I thought he was locked in. I think he only had a handful of completions, I think less than 10. Was just locked in from the get-go. I think he was scrambling. He was throwing the ball away. He was using his legs to get upfield. He was making good throws. My thing is, I think they just need to take a couple more shots downfield. I feel like they play a little bit too conservative when they're in the passing game. I know Saquon had an injury at some point, but I think Hurts played smart today. I think he took what the defense was giving them, just made the throws. He had really two good throws to Kenny Gainwell. Devontae Smith, he was having a good day. They played smart. So you got to give them credit there. The Steelers did all they could. TJ Watt going down, I think, in my opinion, that's it.
That's massive. That's the end of the season.
That's it for them.
It's it.
That's your best player, and he's done. I just don't see how they. I don't know how they make a run, especially if they're facing guys like Josh Allen, Lamar again. Listen, I know they beat them twice, but like still, that's a division matchup. It can go either way. But they fought. Listen, I thought Russell did okay, but again, it was a battle of the trenches. I don't think the O-line really got much of it done today. Eagles defense they were hurrying him. They were pressuring Russell Wilson. Couple sacks on him. They were stopping Najee. Big fumble by Najee Harris driving downfield towards the red zone. That was huge. That could have been a game changer right there. But, you got to give credit to Philly. They played a hell of a game. Again, I still think they got to take a little bit more deep shots, but they played like they should. They played like they should. That is a team that, if they play like that, they could go far. It's just really like shooting themselves in the foot. And this is my final thought. Actually, you know what? Go ahead before I go.
No, give us a final thought. Right.
So there was a point in the game towards the fourth quarter. Jalen Carter and Sirianni were arguing on the sideline.
That's what I was going to bring up.
So
interesting.
Okay, ready? This is what I think. I think the media headlines and every news sports outlet has kind of put a negative twist on it. I think this is a sign of fight within this team. I actually think this is a positive. You have A.J. Brown saying whatever he was saying in that post game. He wants to get the ball because he wants to win. He knows what he could do on the field, and he can make a difference. Jalen Carter and Sirianni, listen, they won the game. Like it's not like they're 3-10 and the season's over and they're arguing. They're arguing because they could do better, and they're winning games, which is wild to me. And everyone's going to put a negative twist on it. You watch tomorrow. Oh, is there drama in the locker room? No. I think it's just these guys wanting to win and just like knowing what they can do. They're arguing because of a play that shouldn't have happened. I don't think it's an issue. I really don't. I think it's good drama. All in all, good drama. I don't think it's bad. I think they're arguing for a better cause. That's just me. From what I've seen.
I agree with you, and it goes back to what I said about Sirianni shaving his head a few weeks ago. You know, he's entering his final form. The Eagles are entering that final form. Sirianni getting pissed at the fans and his own players and starting scuffles within his own team is when the Eagles are at their best. This team needs that type of energy. They need that type of leader in their team. You know, Sirianni, he ain't going to be that guy that's X's and O's out there. Maybe he's behind closed doors, but he doesn't put that off. And I don't want him to put that off on the sidelines. I want him to be that guy that's stirring shit up. I want him to stir the melting pot of that stadium around. I want the fans to be booing them while they're winning by 30. I want him to be fighting his defensive linemen, his possible defensive player of the years. I want that whole sideline to be one big fight the whole game.
I mean, we'll see it. That's
when they win Super Bowls, Mike.
But you know what? It's actually the harsh truth. Like, people are they're gonna get it spun completely. The narrative is gonna spin as, is Sirianni losing the locker room? Like, what drama is going on in the locker room? Like, again, when do you see this type of stuff? It's not number one. We're not even in the playoffs yet. They just clinched, but where they're arguing on the sideline when they're winning against an AFC opponent who's going to be in the playoffs that you might see in the Super Bowl, and they're arguing about whatever they are. I mean, this is a good thing. I truly think it's a good thing. It sounds bizarre, but I would rather them. When do you see a team like that who is 12-2 now, arguing like that, getting into scuffles? That's 11-2, 12-2, bro. When you're 3-10, 4-10, all right. I get it. Yeah, you're losing locker room. Your locker room's lost, bro. They just beat the Steelers. Like it's something different. You don't see it, and that's why I don't think it's negative.
We've been saying it on this show for a while now. The Eagles are going to win this whole conference, whether it's outright and get the 1 seed or they win it in the playoffs. The Eagles are the team that's coming out of this whole conference. The Lions won't make it out. I'll stand on my hill here. As a Cowboys fan,
that's fair.
The Eagles will make it out of this NFC because I don't believe in the Lions no more. I think they're
still.
Listen, they're
agree to disagree. That's fine.
Very, 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 very good team. Their luck, they just seem like they're trending downwards. You know how like week 1 through week 12, everything was going up, and I just feel like they've taken steps back and steps back and steps back, and now they're going to be coming down a stretch of games here down the end of the season where they're going to want to build some momentum, and, they have 3 games that they easily could do it. Today was against the Bills, who we just were talking about how they could go to the Super Bowl. They're probably in prime position to go to the Super Bowl this year. And the Lions have the Bears away, the Niners away, and the Vikings at home. That is a great stretch of games for them to get hot again. If I had to take a pick right now, Birds to the Super Bowl. And I'm a Cowboys fan, so that actually means something. I'm not just some guy out of South Philly eating a cheesesteak in the parking lot booing Jalen Hurts after a career day.
Outside Del Sandro's.
I seriously believe in them. This defense looks very, very good. Sirianni's losing his mind. The offense looks good. Today, they played without Saquon. He was non-existent. Non-existent.
And
you know what's funny about it? A.J. Brown, I thought was going to go off for 300 yards after that first quarter. Didn't see him again until the fourth quarter. He had one throw the rest of the game. It's just weird. This team's weird, but I love it.
Yeah.
I really do.
I think it's 2 things. I think it's, 1, maybe the Steelers aren't as strong as everyone thought they were. But that's just true. I mean, let's be honest. They're
yes and no, though, Mike, because George Pickens is a huge part of this game. Like, who's Russell Wilson supposed to throw downfield to? Like who's actually a reliable target downfield?
Yeah,
Fryermuth's not the reliable target downfield. He'll get you a good 6 yards. Najee Harris was shut down the whole day. Warren basically did nothing besides that flea flicker, and they were relying on Cordell Patterson, who you could tell me 70 years old, and I would believe you.
That's why I don't think they're going to go all the way. That's why I don't think that. I mean, this is just pertaining to your bet here, but. When they're playing a good
TJ Watt's dead, so
and now TJ Watt is dead. That's another thing too. Like once TJ Watt goes down, again, I know they have Highsmith and they have Hayward and they have Patrick Queen and all these guys. Like that's fine, but when you're playing good teams and not just good teams with good defenses, that offense is going to struggle. I mean, they scored what? How many touchdowns? 1. They scored 1 touchdown. It was Freiermuth. I think Freiermuth had the only touchdown. But again,
what was it?
No, it was only one. They only had 1
right?
touchdown. No, because it was Freiermuth, and then they had 2 field goals. So Najee Harris fumbling. That's another big thing that no one's going to really remember when we talk about this game.
Brutal, dude. Yeah,
but listen, they have the best special teams coordinator and group in the league. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
But the Eagles, I don't really know where I was going with this, but they can do it. They just got a
Super Bowl.
Yeah, Super Bowl. Yes. They can listen. They can definitely make it. I 100%. I believe it's either them or the Lions. I mean, the Vikings could maybe sneak in and do something like maybe be an upset team, but for me, I just think the Lions. I know they just got hung 48 at home, but I think they'll get it back together. Again, that's a really good team they're playing. It's not like everyone's off this train now because they lost 48 to, let's say, 35 because late touchdown, whatever. 48 to 35.
48-42.
48-42, but people are going to be like, it was a close game. We just talked about it. I know.
It's not.
But the offense is still a powerhouse. It's not like I'm just going to jump off this train because the offense put up 35 points and they couldn't put up more than 48. I mean, again, we talk about this with Cincinnati. You put up 35 points, you're winning pretty much, 85% of your games every year. So you should.
You should.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't talk to the Bengals about that.
Don't talk to the Bengals. But the defense will get it together. Again, they lost Hutchinson, so I could say it's the same argument with the Steelers, but that offense is way more potent, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I'm still on the Lions train. Again, they got a tough stretch out the rest of the year. I think that they need to win these 2 games to not be in contention with the Vikings. Vikings just need to win out. They need to keep winning games to at least compete for that divisional seed and even the NFC seed. I mean, listen, the Birds could still lose. I don't know who they play next or the last 3 weeks, but these are very big, crucial games for these teams. I think
Birds ain't losing.
I mean, depending on who do you have their schedule up?
They got the Commies, the Cowboys, and the Giants. They ain't losing.
Okay, yeah,
That's
the Commie.
3-0.
I mean,
3-0. Don't even start with the Commies, Mike.
Yeah,
you texted me that they were rolling, and
they did look good.
They
and
looked
then,
very
bam.
good when you texted. It was very much how the other night when I was texting about, who was it? PG on the Sixers. I texted Adam. I go, dude, Paul George looks good. He started the first. This text came after 30 seconds of basketball. He got a good rebound, came down the court, made a 3. I was like, PG looks good.
Mm-hmm.
The guy's cooking. Maybe he's not Tobias
He's just
Harris.
playing, bro.
Like, the next
He might be Tobias
I
Harris.
kept track of the next 4 possessions, it was 4 minutes. He had 5 turnovers. I wish I had my phone up right now. 5 turnovers. He had a missed rebound that led to an offensive rebound, led to a bucket.
Mm-hmm.
He bricked 3 shots, and he missed 2 foul shots.
Yeah, I mean,
Your
bro,
text was exactly like that.
Yeah.
Because you texted that, and instantly Rattler just started rolling.
I'll tell you what though, like I know the score didn't really depict the game, but I watched it pretty thoroughly. I thought Jaden Daniels was rolling today, and that's a good Saints defense over there. They just have nothing on offense. But I thought Jaden Daniels was rolling today. I thought the run game was rolling today. I thought Terry McLaurin looked amazing. Zach Ertz, amazing one-hand catch. Jaden Daniels looked comfortable today. He did get injured. But that defense is definitely declining, and I think that's what's gonna hurt them in the playoffs.
Yeah,
doesn't seem like that defense really has the juice that it had the first 8 weeks of the season.
I agree.
So they need to step up for them to even have a chance to move through the playoffs and actually get some wins, because you're going to be facing a lot of good teams like Detroit, like Minnesota, like the Birds. They are going to have to figure out ways to stop them, and that defense I don't think can do it.
Yeah, and that's where I want to get into this. So the back end of this NFC. The wild card, basically that last 2 spots, because you got Green Bay, but I think Green Bay is pretty cemented in that spot. I don't see them slipping out of the playoffs the way they're playing. Jordan Love looks fantastic, so I kind of want to leave them out of this conversation. We're only looking at that 7th spot, which is basically Commanders, Rams, or the Cardinals. Commanders sit at 9-5. They have a few tough games coming up where they got the Eagles, they got the Cowboys. 2 games that they easily could drop with the way they played today. Because they should have lost today.
Yeah,
they should have lost. The Saints went for 2 at the end of the game.
As they should.
Yeah, a team that has nothing to lose. You know, there's no point going to overtime. Let's just see if we can win this or go home now.
Yeah.
Why keep people after work? And then
just get them home happy.
But you got the Rams at 8-6, the Cards at 7-7. Really, I personally, I know you think this is just going to be because I hate the Commanders.
Don't say the Cardinals though, because I agree with you now. Like the Rams actually have a shot.
I think that it's going to be the Rams or the Cardinals getting in.
Rams or Commies.
Rams or the Cardinals.
Rams or Cardinals.
I don't think the Commies have it in them to keep this spot under wraps. I think the Rams offense looks too good, and Eagles fans, you're going to start pulling up that game from 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, whenever it was that you beat them by 20. Listen, we're not worried about you guys against the Rams. You're going to win the NFC. We're worried about everyone else against the Rams because that wasn't happening with the Rams. What they're doing right now was not happening with actual normal teams in the NFL early on in the year. Now they're starting to put numbies up on teams.
Do the Rams play the Cardinals?
The Rams, I can pull that up for you. I believe they do.
I think they do once. That game is going to decide
So they got
who's going home and who still has a chance to get into the 7th spot.
So this is exactly why I think the Rams will get in. Because I just told you only 2 of the 3 games that the Commies have left, and they're both tough games. Yes. It's going to be a brutal stretch for them. The Rams, I was looking at this earlier, they got to play the Jets, who are basically trying to lose. They should be trying to lose. Today, they played the Jags. There was no chance the Jets were losing that game after I saw Mac Jones do the Rizzler after running for a first down.
What a terrible game.
And then they got the Cardinals and then the Seahawks. I like the Rams versus the Seahawks. I like that. They're at home. It's going to be a new year. They're going to have a playoff game on the line. Matty Stafford's going to come alive. That Puka looks fantastic. Kyron's running all over teams. He's averaging
such an underrated.
I think he's averaging 88 yards a game.
Doesn't get
now.
talked about enough, in my opinion.
Yeah, it doesn't. Absolutely not.
East
Absolutely
Coast
not.
Podcast, but
yeah,
it's absolute stud.
Yeah, I'm sure out there they talk about him all the time. I'm always throwing him in parlays, but the Cardinals, I just don't think they're real. We've talked about it. I know I just said that I think they're the second team to possibly get in, but they're not going to beat the Rams.
Yeah,
that offense is going to roll all over them. Kyler won't be able to see over the D line.
That game too. I'm not sold on that team. Kyler can't throw downfield.
He can't see over the D lineman.
He can't throw downfield, bro. Marvin is going to get wasted. His talent is going to be wasted on that team. He doesn't look at him. He doesn't target him. He targeted him a couple times, but it was an underthrow. Shout out to Christian Gonzalez. Phenomenal game, by the way. He locked up Marv all day. But my God, like you just fucking find him at least once a freaking pass play. That should be your first read every single time. Like the fact that Marvin Harrison Jr., the man you drafted 4th overall, is just not putting up numbies is bonkers. It's like freaking Kyle Pitts all over again. Trey McBride, stud. I mean, Kyler looks like he can only throw 8 to 10 yards downfield. I'm just not. Listen, they won. They beat the Patriots. Good game, I guess. Kyler played like shit. Typical. It's time for him to go. It's time. This is it. This is it's me drawing the line on Kyler. I'm over him. He's done. I don't care what he does the rest of the year. He can win the Super Bowl, and I'd say he's done. That's cap. But the dude's got to go. It's time, Cardinals fans. Let it loose. Give him to somebody else and draft someone else because this man is never going to win you a Super Bowl.
No.
Never.
All right, so let's look at that actually because if we go through the league, let's look at every quarterback real quick, every starting quarterback. And let's just say if they can possibly win a Super Bowl because there's a lot of teams that are in that scenario, and it begs the question, should you look at other quarterbacks all the time? Like if you realize this guy's not going to be the guy, he can't win you a Super Bowl, why do you have him there? Why not look elsewhere? Why not look in the draft to try and get someone if you're in that spot? I know you have other holes, but the quarterback's such a premier position that you really do need the fill. Why would you look? It doesn't make sense to me. So let's do this. Yeah. Detroit Lions, Jared Goff.
I think yes.
Because of the weapons around them that they have.
And Goff's a stud.
Jalen Hurts, yes, obviously. Geno Smith? No. Baker Mayfield?
Yes.
I think so too.
He looked fucking amazing.
He looked
today.
really good, but look what happens when you give that man his wide receivers back. They stole him from him.
Godwin's not even there.
I know.
The best part. He's making Jalen McMillan look like a freaking a first-round pick.
Sammy Darnold. No.
Yeah, I'll say no. But hey, who knows? That could change. We're saying this now.
Nick Foles vibes.
That could change.
You never know.
I'll say maybe.
Jordan Love, yes.
I'll give him a yes.
I'm going to say yes. The way he's playing right now, it's hard to say no.
You really think he's been playing that well?
But he's managing the game so well. And I'm not saying game manager like Brock Purdy. I mean, like he's actually capable of being better than he's playing, but he's doing such a good job of just getting wins.
His receivers
it's like Jalen Hurts
really helped him out recently, so I agree with you there. Yeah, I think he can win one in the future. Yeah, no doubt.
If he could get like one premier wide receiver, and that defense steps up for a playoff run. They're dangerous. You got Josh Jacobs back there having a very good year.
Oh, yeah.
That O-line's very good.
That team is really good.
They're very good. If you had one guy like a A.J. Brown there, it changes it dramatically. So I think he definitely could. Jaden Daniels. I'm going to say it's too early, but I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, I think
I would say yes.
But like what I've seen, like can that be your guy for the future? That could win. Yeah, I'd say too.
Yeah. We're working off like no information there.
Yeah,
but yeah.
I mean, just by feel, why not?
Matty Stafford, yes, you have to. He's
won
one. He won
yeah.
one. Kyler Murray, nope.
No, there's no way. Like, there's no show. He's got no public attention whatsoever. This is the first time I've really like watched the Cardinals like all the way through. I've seen like halves of them play and everything. Like I've seen like the highlights and everything. But geez Louise, dude. Listen, I could throw to Trey McBride, who's 5 to 10 yards down the field. It's just nothing. He's like Tyler Lockett. He's one of those guys who catches a ball, immediately falls down. With that speed that he has, he should be taking off and doing what Baker Mayfield is doing. And just running, Josh Allen is doing. He's playing such a bitch.
But think about the two guys that you just listed. They're dogs, dude.
But Baker
care.
had the same.
They don't care about getting hit.
That's true.
It's a difference. Like they want the contact. They want to be like in the scrum.
I think Kyler should be the same way. He's way faster than those guys.
He's not. Personality wise, he is not.
For a small guy like Baker Mayfield, who got the same type of publicity, or what's the word I'm thinking for? Same type of hatred for just being so small. Kyler's the same thing, and he's so much faster. The dude just doesn't. He uses his legs, but if someone's close, he immediately goes down. Like, yes, I like that you're playing smart, but like, dude, just give it. Come on, try a little bit. Like, you could get that first down if you really wanted to.
If Kyler's looking for things that he could do better to like get out there and be seen a little more, and maybe just spice up his game, just paint your nails. Look at Jared McCain. Take a page out Caleb Williams' book.
Paint the nails. I don't know. Find Marvin Harrison. I don't know if
that's
I'm
probably
just
the bigger one. Find Marvin Harrison.
I don't know if I'm just a Kyler hater, but like it's just when you have a guy like that on your team, you just got to give him a chance. And yes, he did throw to him in the end zone twice on a 3rd and 6, but the dude was just locked up. It was kind of like a fuck it, he's down there somewhere type of throw. But if he has a step on anyone, you're the guy that's getting paid to lead him to catch the ball. Yeah. And we just haven't seen it. Yep. Trey McBride is there to just be there and just rack up yardage. But my God, just find Marvin Harrison. It's so frustrating, especially for fantasy purposes, which I know doesn't correlate to real reality and whatnot.
No, but in a way it does. He's his number one wide receiver. Why is he not getting the ball?
And that's what I'm saying. It's like I feel like the reason that they're not winning is because they're not targeting their big guys. All right, McBride, that's their own. Like, if your tight end is your number one guy, like, it's just not sustainable to win you a Super Bowl. Let's just be real here. Yeah. A lot of teams that have won Super Bowls have sustained on defense, a good run game, and one stud wide receiver. Maybe besides the Patriots and the Chiefs, but again, they had Tyreek Hill. They had a run game when they won.
Look at the Rams Super Bowl.
It was
Cooper Kupp, Matty Stafford. They had a decent run game.
Yeah.
I think they had
Todd
Gurley.
Donald.
Wait, they have Todd Gurley for that? Or was that after?
They had they didn't have Kyron. Who did they have?
Was it the guy who used
Sony
Michelle? Yes, I was just about to say the guy from the Patriots.
Bam!
Yeah,
what a beast.
That was good.
that was off the noggin.
Yeah, that's
good. Impressive.
That was
but again, they had Aaron Donald in that defense, who was sacking the shit out of Burrow that day.
I still think that season, Aaron Donald might have been the best defensive player we've seen this century.
Yeah, we'll look back on his career like years from now, and that's probably going to be the one guy that we're going to mention as probably one of the best defensive players that I've seen.
And he Megatroned us. He probably retired way too soon.
Mm-hmm.
Kirk Cousins, let's just laugh about that one. Brock Purdy, no.
Not anymore. I don't think anymore. Before, yes, and now I don't think so.
See, but even before when he went to the Super Bowl, I think it was one of those things where it was like a hype train, kind of like this Heisman Trophy last night. It was like the hype was there. People were behind it because it's like, oh, Mr. Irrelevant, he made it to the Super Bowl. But people were on that train. But when you actually step back and look at him and what he's doing and look what's around him, I don't think he's... Look at this season. I don't think he's capable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's a guy that teams are going to be looking at like a year or two down the line. Oh,
as a threat.
We could bring him in and we'd win a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. No one's doing that with Brock Purdy.
Yeah, no team is ready. Like if you're looking at the market for a quarterback, let's just be real here. Your team's not ready to win. Like you don't have the system in place. That system is perfect for a reason, and that's why Brock Purdy got so far with it. Yeah. Like let's be real here. That game against the Chiefs, he played excellent. He was lights out, didn't make mistakes, and the team around him was ready, and they were healthy. Yeah. Now, after this past year, everyone's getting older. Trent Williams getting older. Well, he just got signed, so never mind. Christian McCaffrey's getting older. Debo, who knows what I don't even think they paid him yet. Brandon Ayuk, what is he going to be?
Debo Samuel's a cancer.
Yeah, he's had a bad year this year, but I just don't think Brock Purdy's got what it takes anymore. I think that is out the window already. Yeah. He's going to be like... He can be a starter in the league, but he's not going to win you the big game.
Yeah. All right, ready? Let's rattle off these last five in the NFC. Dak Prescott, I'm going to say yes, but with the Joneses, never.
I agree with that, actually.
Yeah. Saints, who do we want to give for this one? Derek Carr, Rattler?
No.
Either way, it's a no.
And then
Caleb Williams.
Yeah,
I think yes. He's similar to Jaden Daniels.
That's just good. Yes.
It's too early.
Way too early.
Bryce Young.
If he's on the Panthers, hell no, bro. If he's on a different
Bryce
team, yes.
Young could win a Super Bowl.
The Bryce
I'm
Love
sticking to my guns.
The Bryce Love stuff is the love you're giving him.
Okay.
The Bryce Young love, because Bryce Love, blah blah blah.
Some people are saying I'm the one that rejuvenated his career because when he was down bad, I was the one that was there to support him. Because think about that. Week 1 he goes down. I'm like, oh man, yeah, I feel bad for him. Week 2, I was like, you know what? If they send him to the Dolphins, I think the Dolphins win a Super Bowl.
I said the Rams, yeah.
And then all of a sudden it just started snowballing and snowballing. Now
and
he's
got
back
benched,
in.
And now he
was already benched then.
Yeah.
And now he's back in. And you could argue he's a top 5 quarterback the last 2 weeks.
He didn't look good today.
No, honest. But that Cowboys defense is getting healthier. Lost Trayvon Diggs for the rest of the year, possibly next year. Overshown next year. It's going to be miserable. Not looking forward to 2025. But he didn't look good today, but I didn't think his O-line was good either today.
No, he couldn't hold on to. Yeah, no, I agree. But I think he couldn't really hold on to the ball much, and I think that was kind of costing him.
Also, they got away from the play action. I don't get that.
Yeah.
That's
what works for them. And
look at the last 3 weeks, what has gone well for them, especially in those 2 wins. He was doing play action like 80% of the time. So with Chuba Hubbard, you could do that because you have to respect the run.
Yeah.
You have to.
And they did. You know what? The Cowboys did. And I think that's why Bryce Young looked exactly how he did today, because they stopped Chuba Hubbard and they pretty much had him smothered the whole day. And then the D-line was just giving that O-line hell. Yeah. So Bryce Young obviously couldn't do much.
Yeah, look at that one.
If you're getting tackled, just try to hold on to the ball.
Yeah, that was a tough one. It
was twice. Happened twice.
And it was an interesting play because who broke it up there?
What,
I forget who forced the first fumble, but he wasn't even trying to tackle Bryce Young. He was just punching. Mm-hmm. He looked like a boxer. It wasn't even like he wasn't trying to do anything other than punch the ball out. Yeah. So
AFC? We're going to run through the AFC real quick?
Yeah, because the Giants don't have a quarterback right now. So Chiefs, yes. Bills, yes. Steelers with Russell Wilson. Yes, you have to because he's won one.
I agree.
CJ Stroud.
Yes.
I'm going to say yes. Lamar.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bo Nix.
Yes.
I'm going to say yes, similar to Jaden Daniels, though. I think...
yeah. But I feel like I've seen more from him than I have... But, again, I feel
How much of that is coaching, though?
That's what I was going to get to. I think a lot of it is the surrounding that he's... But the thing is, I don't think he's on the Brock Purdy path. I think he's just actually... is very talented. He's got raw talent to him. He's a great scrambler. I think he's accurate with the ball, and he makes smart decisions. So I don't want to call him a system quarterback, but that defense is the best defense in the league, I believe. Right. I think that is the best defense in the league. That could carry him.
We're talking about the Broncos, right?
We're talking about the Denver Broncos, bro.
Right,
I'm telling you, that defense is legit. Right. They are legit. Yeah, no, they're if they won a Super Bowl, I'm pretty certain it would be because of the defense. But he can still make plays.
Defense wins championships.
Defense wins championships, but he has made a mark on that team. He has made his receivers look very good. Cortland Sutton, again, he was the one guy for fantasy for years, 4 to 5 years. Boom, or bust for
Badly.
4 weeks. Yes. So now he's been consistent. Troy Franklin, who was a first-round pick but then fell because of the way he runs and the way he catches the ball, is getting targets. Marvin Mims, where the hell has he been? He's getting targets. Devon Velley, who the fuck is he?
That's
He's getting
hell of a
targets.
Name.
I know, yeah, it is. Sounds like a Devon Velley. I don't know.
Sounds like a tire company.
Sounds like
or like
Valley Forge, Devon Valley Tire Company. That's good. That's good. I like
All right,
that. He's a stud. Yes, he will win. I think he will win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, I agree. Especially with Sean Payton there, I think that team's starting to turn around. Once they actually figure out the financial side of stuff, they'll push that thing forward. Air Bear.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah, I like that.
A lot of yeses in the AFC.
Richardson.
No.
I'm going to say no, but I have liked his turnaround the last couple weeks. Ever since that Jets game. Mm-hmm. I thought the Jets game he did well. Threw the ball well. Read the defense well. Wasn't great.
It's going to take time.
But it was a good building block, and I thought today it was a little bit better. He protected himself a lot better in the run game. He actually slid a few times, which was interesting.
So he's got, real quick with the Colts, so the Broncos won that game. I think it was like 31-14. The Colts were up going into the half, and then they just went downhill here. Yeah. It just was a shit show. But what I've seen from AR, it's just going to be, you got 2 years left on your contract now. you're pretty much playing for another opportunity with the Colts after. His running is there. We know that he has the physical ability to run the read option, make really good runs. He's a strong physical guy who's going to always have speed and always just run through each gaps. But it's just the throwing, and that's the only thing, because when he starts throwing, he's missing guys. He looked all right today. I thought he made some good throws, but he also overthrew a couple of people.
He throws like Cooper Rush, which I'm concerned that I need to see a video of AR and Cooper Rush throwing at, like the net that has the targets.
Yes.
I need to see that because I'm convinced they
David
missed.
Busters or something?
I think they missed the net half the time.
Yeah.
The way Cooper Rush was tossing the ball today, AR is very similar. He'll someone will be wide open, he'll throw it to the wrong side of them, so then their body's all contorted. You see,
and it makes it a difficult catch.
Yeah,
like
it's a hospital
like
ball.
It's a hospital ball
because it sets
Yep.
them up to just get annihilated.
And it's not like that team has bad weapons. I actually think their weapons, I think they're Green Bay, but a little better. I think Michael Pittman, he's been very consistent his whole career.
Downs.
Josh Downs, very trending upwards. Alec Pierce, great deep threat to have.
Yep.
He just doesn't get JT. Yeah, I actually think he's on the decline.
He is,
enough.
but that's still a good weapon. It's like Eckler.
100%. But if AR can just get his throwing correct. They did this with Josh Allen. They did this with Lamar. They were runners first, but then they would throw it. They were very inaccurate. They were risky. They were overthrowing people. If he can just be more accurate, I don't see how this guy can't be the future of the Colts. Because everything else, he has the tangibles, man. He does. I mean, I watched it today. We watched it at the Jets game. He just needs to just make his throws. I mean, that's all it is. Just make the throws and everything else will happen. But you know what? The Colts actually adjusted today where they were running plays, just read options. They were just doing RPOs, and it was working. But it's not going to work every single time. I mean, defenses are going to adjust to that, which is why he needs to get his throwing on par. He needs to get it on par, and they could win. Listen, they were fighting for a wild card spot. Yeah, Flacco won a couple of games, but you see the potential. It's not like he's just there and, he's here. Is he the answer? Probably not, but we're just going to keep playing him. Like, he's playing for a reason. Like, they want to see him evolve into the player that they want him to be, and they want to see him get better, which I think he will. So, listen, it'll be in his year 3. I think he's going to get better.
I agree with you, and I just want to go back to, I'm looking through his last 4 games because the Jets game was the big one. That was the week that he really came back.
Yep.
And he went 20 for 30. It was his only week this season with an above 50% completion percentage, and it was his only game this year that he threw for more than 215 yards.
The Jets game.
He threw for 272, a touchdown, and he rushed for 32.
Yeah.
You could argue that was his best game of his career.
Yeah.
And look how much he ran 10 times for 32. That means that's like a small scramble, get down.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they not using that as a blueprint? Because clearly it worked. He was able to put up 28 points that night. Like, just stick to it. Why are we trying to make this kid Cam Newton? He's not Cam Newton.
Yeah.
His arm's not Cam Newton. There's a reason
No.
why Cam Newton is Cam Newton.
Exactly.
He's not Cam Newton. Stop trying to make him this Cam Newton guy. I know he probably wants to be that. That's fine. But look at when you just have him in the pocket, let him throw, and actually run an offense and not try and get your quarterback injured, he can actually produce you a pretty good result.
No, that's fair.
And they haven't done that recently. I mean, you could just look at the stats. It's insane how he can go from that to the next game. I know it was the Lions, but you could even look at the Patriots game. He threw for 50%, 109 yards, ran for 48 on 9 carries. It's like the same thing, but he threw terribly.
Yeah.
It's the Patriots.
Yeah, that's true. But again, like it's just the defenses he's facing. If he plays a bad defense, he's gonna torch him. But when you're playing good defenses like the Patriots, I know they've been kind of in turmoil the last 2 years, but that's really all they've been riding on. I mean, Gerard Mayo was a defensive player for the Patriots. They're never going to have a bad defense. The Patriots are infamous for having good defenses. Everyone knows this.
Yeah,
but
fair.
The Broncos, same thing. Really good defense. He just has to make throws. He just has to throw a little bit more, scramble when you need to, but make the throws, man. You got the receivers there. You're going to get better next year. That's all you got to focus on. Just keep getting better. Get better every day. 1% a day, and you'll be fine.
All right, let's move on here. So the Dolphins with Tua.
I would say no.
I'm saying no.
Yeah.
We're on the same page there, yeah. I just
They're
don't
done.
see it. I thought
It's over.
today that decision to throw to Tyreek Hill into double coverage, essentially, and you underthrew him, a guy that's no taller than Kyler Murray is just a blasphemous call on Tua's part. Bengals and Joe Burrow, yes. Yes, absolutely. He should be MVP this year, but his defense sucks. Aaron Rodgers.
I mean,
he won a Super Bowl, so you got to say yes because
he's kind of an outlier because he's so old now. You know, what I mean?
Yeah.
How much does he have left?
Yeah, it's like we've seen too much of him.
Yeah, he was part of the Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers era, so like it's hard to really put a label on. Can he win you another Super Bowl at this age?
We're gonna say yes, but he's old as hell.
Yeah,
that's basically what it is.
Yes, but he's old as hell, so no.
So the Browns, I think we just skip them because they don't have a quarterback.
Bring back Jameis.
Yeah, bring back Jameis. Could Jameis win you a Super Bowl? No.
But Myles Garrett almost lost an eye today.
I saw that. Yeah.
I was very, very nervous.
Could you imagine?
Like he got poked and was just like he had no idea what to do.
I was nervous. I was nervous when he took his helmet off. I was like, "Oh shit, this is happening again."
Yep.
Thought he was going to go get Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
All right. So Jags with Trevor.
Yeah.
I don't see.
I don't think so.
I don't see it.
Unfortunately,
maybe if Trevor went to
maybe after
another
he has
scenario,
his kid. So
maybe Dad Power. That's a thing.
Dad Power is a thing.
Will Levis, no.
Can't even win you a bet, let alone a Super Bowl.
Can't bet. He can't win you a half.
Yeah.
The Patriots with Drake May. I'm gonna say
too early.
Too early to tell. I think that's almost too early to say yes for any of it. And then the Raiders. I say we stay away from the Raiders. They don't have anything yet. So for the most part, it seems like probably 75% of the league has a quarterback that they could trust. But then of that, it's probably like 40% has a quarterback that you think could win.
Could actually win you a Super Bowl. Yeah. That's it.
So I mean, it's. I'm making my case right now for this to happen again. You should just have as many quarterbacks on your roster as possible and roster them all on game day. 4 quarterbacks, you just run them through. One goes wrong, throw the next one in. And just keep playing them until someone scores a touchdown and gets hot.
Well, I'm telling you, Mahler, I know that take sounds crazy, but I think in the future that will happen.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be like how Russell Wilson and Fields are, where Fields comes in for 3 plays and runs a wildcat. There is going to be a situation down the line, I don't know what team it's going to be. Hopefully it's not the Jets. Maybe it will be the Jets, where they will have 2 quarterbacks, like a Sam Darnold and Baker on the Panthers, and they're just going to flip-flop. I'm telling you, I just have a weird feeling that it's going to happen. Because if one guy's not going to do it, you got another guy can do it, and you could just feed off of each other. Yep. Something like that. Listen, which sounds crazy, but I think in the future it's going to happen. And we're going to look back on this like, holy shit, Mueller was just bullshitting? Dude, he was right.
No, I was right.
I was
right. Mueller was right.
Mueller was right.
Mueller was right. And everyone's going to laugh at me right now, but just remember, when I'm in the NFL kicking field goals, I was right.
Yeah.
I'll
be your agent.
Thank you. Any other things that you want to get into? We covered a lot here. I do want to give one shout out to Rico Dowdle. The Cowboys should stay away from the running back market. Rico's your guy. Bring him back. Don't pay him a bag, but bring him back. Let him do his thing. He's rushed for over 100 yards in 4 straight games. Crazy what happens when you allow him to actually get the football. He rushed 25 times for 149 yards today.
Make sure they hear that in the back, bro.
I've been saying you and I say a lot of stuff on this show. But we're also right a lot of times.
We really are.
I said in
bro.
Preseason it's Rico season.
It is. It always was.
It always
that
was
never
supposed
Ashton
to be.
Genty season, bro. It's not him. I mean, well, he's a great player.
Great player. Should have won the Heisman.
He's not a need. He's not a need.
No, we have to go get our needs. Running back's not a need. I'm concerned that Jerry's going to go do that. But I would much rather take the wide receiver out of Texas. Bring him, and then next year you draft Manning.
There you go.
Yeah. I think that's beautiful. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's beautiful.
And then
we got to fill the holes at linebacker, especially if Overshone's not going to be back. I don't necessarily trust Kendricks. I think he's a good player against the bottom tier teams, but against top level teams, like if you're playing against the Bills, he's screwed. He's not good enough to get to what's it called? Spy. Mm-hmm. He can't spy. Every time he tries to spy, they get 20 yards. It's fucking miserable.
Yeah. I hope Jerry doesn't fumble it though, because I feel like it's very clear. Listen, we don't have to get into it crazily, but I feel like it's very clear on what they need. And I think another receiver is one because you got CD, but he could definitely use some help.
Yeah, and Cooks he does well, but he's getting up there in age.
Yeah,
he's kind of
not
like
a wide
Thielen.
receiver 2.
Yeah.
And that's exactly. It's a good way to put it. He's a great wide receiver 3.
I do think Tolbert has made a case for himself this year, though. I
he
do
looks
think
good.
It's
as a wide receiver 2, it might be a stretch.
Yeah. I think he's a great wide receiver 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, again, but that's fine though. Like you want that. If you got Cooks and you got Tolbert and you're running 4 wide receiver sets, you can mix and match both of those guys, like depending on what you want to run. I think defense is a very big thing. I think the trenches kind of need to be rebuilt in a way. I think Zach Martin, I don't know how much longer he's got.
I think he's going to be done, dude.
He
I have this
will.
gut
He's
feeling.
got
like,
the injuries too. He's gotten injured a lot this year.
I was saying this to my dad the other day. I just have this gut feeling, he's out for the year. He's up for the Man of the Year award. Does he win the Man of the Year and then dip?
Yep.
Like, how many does he want to be part of this rebuild of the O-line? Like,
how many times has he seen this team?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
it's
like
I don't know.
The writing's on the wall.
I don't know how much he wants to do. I think it's 50-50 at this point. I really do. I would love to have him back next year. Love to. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, 100%.
He's been one of the. I think he has more Pro Bowl appearances than he does sacks allowed. I'm pretty sure that's a stat.
That would be a wild stat.
So that's a guy you want back there, and it's. I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. This team, when healthy, is one of the best teams in the league.
What do you think of all this Micah stuff? Do you think he's going to come back?
Yeah. No, I think he's very genuine when he says he wants to be a Cowboy for the rest of his career. I think him and CD both want that. I think him, CD, and Dak want that.
Yeah, that's a bad guy. Again, like I feel like that was the most important piece for you guys. And of course, you signed CD, well deserved. Of course, he deserved it. But like, if you had to pick again between Micah and CD, like again, I think Micah is that guy. So it would be yeah, exactly. Like it would be interesting to see. Like I think they will sign him. I don't think they'll trade him. Would it be a bad idea? I don't think it will because you'll get a lot for him. But like that guy is such a difference maker on the team. Like you can, even if they drafted a DN, I think, listen, it's a very good defensive class coming up. I think a good DN would be there. I think a linebacker maybe in the 2nd or 3rd round. You don't really have to rush to get a linebacker. And maybe some guys in the secondary. I mean, load up on that defense. The offense is fine. Again, if Dak's going to be healthy, just get him a couple more weapons. I'm a Jake Ferguson fan, so are you. It's not a bad thing to have. I feel like we like the way I've talked about the Cowboys for the last year or so. Like they've had issues, but again, this was like pending contracts, negotiations. They're not as bad as we think. And yes, their record is what? They're 6-8. Again, they're 6-8. It's not a bad record. It's not a good record, but they just need to get youth. They need to just get a little bit younger. And they need to hit on some guys that can play right away and contribute, and they'll be back. Like I truly believe that. I mean, I've watched this team pretty much just like you have. Like I think if they could just nail their picks, go out in free agency, get some guys of need in the trenches or in the secondary, they have a shot to win the division. They just got to hit them.
I agree with you. And I was trying to find a screenshot that I took of the cap space breakdown for the Cowboys going into this offseason. Stephen Jones coming out and saying that money's tight and everything, that's such bullshit. Like, yes,
we talked about
yes,
that.
right now it's tight.
I thought it was too.
But but there's ways to move the money around that's so easy, and guys would accept it in a heartbeat because it's not like they're gonna lose money doing this. If anything, they'll make more because you'll be going to Super Bowls and NFC championships,
and they're gonna make cuts too. They're gonna get rid of a lot of people.
Yes, cuts were involved in this,
of course,
and there's guys that should be cut after this year.
Yeah.
And it freed up, I think it was 220. Like, what are we doing? That money's not tight. Stop saying that.
And
I'm
Micah
tired
deserves
of hearing
it.
that.
And Micah deserves it.
Oh my gosh, it's so annoying.
Yeah,
so
at the start I didn't know the cap space either.
That was 220 including the Micah deal. Like his deal would happen, we'd still have 220.
Yeah, I mean, why not pay him?
It makes no sense. I think Stephen Jones needs to get on Twitter and just see these breakdowns and be like, oh shit, yeah, we could do this, and then just go do it.
The question is
these guys want to win a Super Bowl just as much as you, but I feel like you guys don't actually understand how to move the money around. You're so stuck in your old ways.
What's going to be interesting, and again, we don't have to go crazy with this, but what's going to be interesting is what Micah's asking price is going to be, and if Jerry's going to meet it. That's it. And I think there will be some. There'll be negotiation where Micah maybe takes a little bit less, and Jerry's willing to pay a little bit more. I mean, again, it's negotiation.
I've seen this.
It can happen, and I think it will happen.
I've seen this story like a million times at this point. Micah is gonna get a deal right off the bat that is way too low. It's not going to be excruciating low, but it's way too low for the value that he actually is. And Jerry Jones is just going to follow it up like a month before the season with a record-breaking deal because that's what he deserves. He has better stats than TJ Watt this year. TJ Watt's going to win Defensive Player of the Year. That's just how it is. He missed too many games. It's like the Joel Embiid debate in the NBA all those years.
Yeah.
Can he win MVP? No, because he missed half the season. This year, he's actually played less games, and he's going to be out even longer now than a guy who got shot and plays one game a week.
I saw that on Twitter.
Plays one game a week. You have like 2 or 3 games a week, and he's played more than you. He got shot in the chest.
Listen, Abe Dibbage.
Unreal. Shout
out to Abe. Again, I don't want to get into Sixers here, but he was right, and I was on the train with him, bro. Trade Embiid. And we said it whenever that interview came out. Remember that interview came out? And then we had him on.
Yeah.
I said the same thing to AP, Ponyo. I was like, dude, trade him. Listen, you've never reached the NBA Conference Finals.
We're not going to. We're never
the
going
NBA Finals. You've never made it.
The Celtics have a better chance to win the next 3 in a row than I think it was 95% of the league has a chance to win this year.
That's a damn good team.
Unreal.
Shout out to the Christmas parlay. Listen, I got to step my game up, dude.
Did it today?
I sure hope so.
All due respect, Mike, you do.
Yeah. Bro, I'm picking favorites. I'm picking favorites. I'm just trying to get a pick for a favorite to win. And
yeah, but you're picking
Army.
Sports. You're picking that's
mine
different.
is 220.
Listen, you're picking sports that are so hard to predict night to night. Like NHL favorite is completely different from like a college basketball favorite. NBA favorites slightly easier than NHL, but still it's so similar to like NHL because it's professional sports at the end of the day.
Dallas losing to the Predators is a joke. Let's
but it's hockey. It's a puck on ice. We're not meant to be on ice, Mike.
Listen, it is.
We walk on gravel.
That team stinks. That Predators team stinks. Dallas literally was in the playoffs last year in the freaking Western Conference Finals.
That's last year.
They did not. They lost like 4-1.
Yeah.
What are we doing,
dude? They were down 3-0.
So now, listen. It's just come to the point now. I'm just trying to give out presents. Make $10 off your 70, and I'm just going to give you a minus 2,000 favorite, and that's exactly what I did tonight.
All right, so my pick hit because Stephen F. Austin only lost by 18.
Nice.
So that one hit. Let me see if the Celtics hit.
Was that like Pick'em? Was that like 105?
What?
115?
Stephen F. Austin?
Yeah.
For what?
Oh wait, no, that was a high ass. That was a high. No,
yeah. No, this parlay that we put out today was nonsense. It was like a minus 300 parlay.
That's great.
Let's see. No fucking way, dude.
They lost.
Celtics lost by 25.
No, they fucking didn't.
No, they won 112-98. We hit. We finally put one on the board. Did you like the caption for it today?
Yes.
It's not sexy, but it's something.
It's something. Yeah, listen, we needed one on the board, man. My picks were fucking garbage. Yeah. But I mean, listen, we'll do that on Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we snapped. There was a lot of guys that I picked up. Garrett scored. Amon-Ra scored. I was going to pick him, but I felt better with Sutton. He scored.
Oh, wait. I had Saquon.
He didn't score.
He didn't score.
No.
That's 3 weeks in a row.
Mm-hmm.
I got to stop picking him.
Yeah, Saquon's kind of like your Tyreek Hill.
He's falling off, dude.
Mm-hmm. Miami is falling off, by the way.
Saquon is starting to look like Saquon on the Giants. I'm getting concerned.
It's because they know that's what they got to do. They'd rather let Jalen Hurts throw the ball than Saquon run it down their throat.
That's true.
Miami, real quick on Miami. I forgot to tell you this. I don't think they're going anywhere. I know Carlo was like hating
this
on
year?
me. Yeah, I think just for the future.
Oh no, they're done. They're done.
But I mean,
they're gonna fire the coach. They're gonna fire Tua. They're gonna fire Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill. Listen, like at some point we just gotta stop having kids.
More kids than touchdowns.
Yeah, like that's not a stat you want. Like at least keep it to a minimum. Like maybe, like I don't know.
Dude's a freak of nature.
Just only get head for the next year. Like keep it. I don't know. Like I'm trying to come up with a solution for the guy because he keeps having kids. He can't stop. He's addicted to having kids.
He's like a Nick Cannon 2.0.
Nick Cannon's that's something else too.
I think it's I don't know if it's funny, but I think he was looking to seek like mental health or help for his kid addiction, and for not pulling out.
That
he's seeking help.
That sounded terrible. That sounded like Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
Kid addiction.
He's seeking help
do
for his making.
you
of kid
think
addiction.
that Saquon is playing bad because he's nervous because he has that video of him and Diddy going around?
I sure hope not. LeBron kind of fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah. I don't know if LeBron has played in a while. I think he has, but he's been horrible.
No,
and
Saquon will be fine. I think
they were singing
he's a good family man.
Singing happy birthday to him. Hey, look, we all thought LeBron
was
was too.
He was a rookie. Saquon didn't know anything. He was like Justin Bieber.
I don't know.
So Miami is fraudulent.
Yes.
But
yes.
listen,
Forgot
as a
that's what
Jets
we were
fan, I
talking
know
about.
Miami fans are going to come at me. Oh, you like the Jets? Yeah, okay, yeah. So what? I could still watch football and observe, but that team cannot play up to any level of someone better than them.
Yeah.
We've seen it last year. We saw it. We're seeing it this year. I mean, the Bills are the only ones that they give problems to, but they can't beat anyone. They can't beat anyone that's better than them. I mean, Tua played like shit today.
Yeah.
Tua played bad. Tyreek played bad. Waddle, my God, the dude just terrible fantasy pick this year. That's probably been the worst fantasy pick I've had in a long time. They just don't have it anymore. And I don't know what's going to happen with Tyreek got said, number one. Never mind. But Mike McDaniel, I still think he should come back. But it's just a very simplified offense. Like it's a very zone scheme, zone blocking based offense. Quick throws. I mean, you have Tua, so you could throw it down the field. But I just don't think anyone is scared of that team, and this is why they're not making it, because they just can't get it done. The defense, again, I just don't think they're that good.
Yeah.
So I think Miami's done. They're finished.
Yeah, I agree with you.
The Jets winning today. Hell of a game by Devontae. Devontae did great. People were saying
Turning
that
the
it's
season
not.
around.
People were saying it's not Aaron Rodgers. The dude is still missing throws. I don't know if you're watching the game or not.
Bro, just
he is
throw the
still
fade.
Missing
Throw
throws.
the fade, Mike.
That's all. Yeah, he's gonna catch his hands, bro. That's the fade he's gonna be getting thrown. Like he just keeps missing people, bro. It's ridiculous. Like I feel like he could only throw it to Devontae Adams. No one else in the team.
Who's been better this year, Cooper Rush or Aaron Rodgers?
Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush should be better than Aaron Rodgers.
That's a great way to end the show.
I'm putting that in so you can't cut it out. Yeah, like, follow, subscribe. Jersey on the way.
Yep, Saquon Barkley jersey is on the way. It's coming. You have to subscribe to the YouTube or else you can't win it. You have to. We actually know this year how to find the subscribers. We didn't last year, so it was a little bit messed up. This year, we know. Subscribe. We already have 218 people submitted. Subscribe.
See you later, guys. Thank you.